Hi there, I'm Brian Keene, and welcome back to Secret Histories, a patron and later on YouTube series where we sit on the floor in my office and we go through my books in the order that they were published and we talk about their history. Today, we are talking about Terminal the Play. This is, of course, the stage adaptation of my novel Terminal, which we've already discussed in a previous video. Um, I have been privileged, lucky, and blessed enough to have many of my works adapted into other forms. I've had my stuff adapted by others for comic books. I've had my stuff adapted by others for film. I've had my stuff adapted for others for radio. And I've had stuff adapted for the stage, specifically Terminal, and a novel that I co-wrote with Nick Mamatas called The Damned Highway, which we'll get to later in this series. Um, but yeah, Terminal was a very cool project. Playwright Roy C. Booth came to me, and Roy is a very accomplished and renowned playwright, really talented guy. Uh, he came to me and he said, I'd like to adapt this with your help. And I'm like, well, sure, that'd be friggin' great. I don't know anything about writing plays. So Roy kind of taught me along the way. Uh, it was published as a book in book format by Bloodletting Press, actually their imprint Morning Star. This is the really, really special edition, and you open it by taking off the top and then pulling out the book. And I don't know that the video will show it, but this is actually indented. You can feel it in there. Really, really gorgeous book. Boy, I'll tell you what, I miss Bloodletting Press because Larry Roberts, the guy who ran it, he knew how to make books. This is the signature sheet. Oh, wait a minute. We gotta see what I mean. Look how fucking special that is. 300 signed and numbered hardcovers and 26 deluxe signed and lettered edition. This is, of course, the lettered edition, signed by myself and Roy. Very cool insert for the end papers. Alex McVeigh, of course, the great Alex McVeigh did all this artwork. And yeah, I wrote an introduction for it, and then you get to the play itself. Just a very, very cool thing. This is the limited edition. Different end papers, of course. The signature sheet without that clear vellum. They're not super rare. I see them pop up on eBay from time to time. So you should be able to track one down. The play debuted in Roy's hometown in Minnesota at the big theater there. Big Joe, who was still serving as my driver and bodyguard and assistant back then, he and I took a drive out there in the middle of winter to attend the grand opening of the play. If you have never been to Minnesota in the winter, I advise against it. It was in Bemidji, where they have the big Paul Bunyan statue right on the shores of the frozen lake. And people out there driving across the lake. It's crazy how cold it gets there and how everything freezes. I had a delightful time, though. Just a great time. I remember poor Roy wasn't feeling well right before the show. He was nervous, and a salute. Of course he was nervous. He had written this thing. He'd adapted the work. He wanted it to go well. Well, I'll tell you, I have no complaints. I was so honored by his adaptation of this novel. Here in 2025, I'm told that Terminal is going to be making its way back to the stage again. So as soon as I have some more information on that, I will pass it along to you guys. But that is Terminal the Play in a nutshell. Next video, we're going to talk about another super rare limited edition, and that is the chapbook Halves. We'll see you then. Peace.